All right, this is my audience. Remember, this is my brother, William. He's going to go ahead and sit here and listen to my speech.
All right. My name is Thomas Chavez, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite sport, which is bowling, and why bowling is a sport. There are a lot of misconceptions out there that all you do in bowling is take a ball, throw it down a lane, hit some pins. How hard could that be, right? Uh, how many of you have seen bowling on TV? Or how many of you have been bowling, taken kids bowling, even just walked inside of a bowling alley? You look at it, you probably think this is probably the easiest game in the world. But I'm here to talk to you about two things in bowling that probably make it really hard, and that is the mental game and the physical game that lie at the same time in competitive bowling. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is the mental game. First part of the mental game is confidence. You need to have confidence in everything that you do. Webster's dictionary gives us a definition of confidence as a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciations of one's abilities and qualities. And that is an awesome thing to think about because we need to be self-assured that we can be able to do whatever it is that we're doing. In my case, my confidence in bowling. I need to be self-assured that I am able to do it. At the same time, God has given us confidence to be able to go back to school, and given me confidence to be able to do bowling. He's given me the self-assurance to know that I can do everything that I put my mind through as long as I give him all the praise and the glory at the end of it. Next part is studying and analyzing. That is a big thing in bowling. In most tournaments, you're going to get what's called an oil pattern sheet, and it's going to show you exactly what you're bowling on. Now, the oil pattern is the invisible enemy, like your defense in football, because you can't see it. That makes it harder than the defense that you can see standing in front of you. But it's telling you that this is what you're going to be bowling on, so you need to make sure that you plan. In my case, I have 6 bowling balls that I take with me to tournaments. I need to know which one of those I need to bring, and then in what order, potentially, I'm going to need to use them. That is the big thing. And then at the same time, in split-second decisions, you need to be able to know what you need to do. You could throw one shot, get a strike, go up the next frame, throw the same shot, it does something completely different. You need to analyze what just happened, make that split-second decision, and change your game in order to be able to stay competitive. Now again, I told you I was going to show you some oil patterns. This is what oil pattern sheets look like. There's a company out there called Kegel. They make all the oil patterns for bowling. Now again, remember, a bowling lane is 60 feet in length from foul line to pins. You can have an oil pattern as short as 32 feet. You can also have an oil pattern as long as 52 feet. All depends on what that competition is doing that day. You need to be able to analyze that oil pattern and make sure that you are mentally prepared with confidence and self-assurance that you can compete at that level. Now let's get to the physical game. First thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is bowling balls. Bowling balls range from 6 pounds to 16 pounds. Now that is the full range from when you're starting out and growing in age. In competitive bowling, you have 15 and you have 16-pound bowling balls. Now think about that. If you are a good bowler, you're shooting just 13 frames. You're getting a perfect game all the time. But if you are like me, you could potentially be throwing that ball 25 times down the lane. And you are hoisting a 15-pound bowling ball, rotating your arm 25 times. Now that takes a lot of wear and tear on your shoulder, a lot of wear and tear on your wrist and your forearm. So that's crazy. At the same time, we're throwing these bowling balls anywhere ranging from 15 to 21 miles an hour. Think about that. 25 times, 15-pound bowling ball going down the lane, an average of 18 miles an hour. That is a lot of physical strength that you need to be able to account for. Now, there's a lot of strain on the body. The article that I read from a place called Bowler's Mart, they sell bowling equipment, also do bowling articles. They talked about, in my case, I'm a righty, so you slide on your left foot. That knee that you exert all this force on in one split second, you are exerting 1,600 pounds of force onto that knee. Now that is a female black rhino sitting on your knee for a split second. That'd probably crush it. Again, if you're like me, you're doing that about 25 times. So over time, that is 40,000 pounds of force that is on that knee over just one game. One game. In competitive bowling, I probably bowl about 12 games of bowling in one sitting. So that is a lot of force on that knee, so you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. On your hand, I had carpal tunnel surgery a couple years ago because of bowling. I had to get that repaired. At the same time, in the same article, they talked about your one little ring finger. So the ring finger right here, it experiences in your release 15 pounds of force on just that one finger. At the point of release, that finger holds about 95% of the bowling ball's weight just on that one finger. So you think 15-pound bowling ball, roughly about what, 12, 13 pounds? That is a lot of force on your hand, on your fingers, on this side, and then you have your hip and your knee on this side. So bowlers at the same time exercise, they go to weight training, they do the same thing that football players and baseball players do. It just looks different because you don't see them getting tackled or hit by a baseball, anything like that. That is what's the crazy thing about bowling. So now let's tie this all back together. At the beginning of this, I wanted to talk to you about mental and physical game of bowling and why that is a sport. We talked about confidence from the Kegel Training Center's website article. They talked about confidence and confidence in everything that you do. And in every shot, you need to make sure that you're confident because it just might not be your day that day. At the same time, we talked about studying and analyzing those oil pattern sheets, split-second decisions in order to stay competitive. We also talked about the physical game, strain on the body, your shoulder, a lot of rotator cuff surgeries, hip, and a lot of force on your knee. There's a lot of things that can happen and a lot of things that you need to be able to do to take care of yourself. And the last thing is mental and physical game are both at play here as they are in baseball, as they are in football. You just need to make sure that you understand them both. Split-second decisions, taking care of your body so your knee doesn't give out, taking care of your body so your shoulder doesn't give out. There is a lot of mental and physical that goes into bowling that could end a bowler's career, and if they want to stay competitive in this career, then they take care of their body. These are my two references that I used. One came from Bowler's Mart, again, a bowling company that sells and writes articles, and then Kegel Training Center. Kegel is a training center that is out of Florida. They do all the training, oil patterns, and test all the new technology out there. Thank you very much.